see you back again. You're certainly welcome in this house. So today I'm going to show you my new toy. You know how it is about toys, don't you? When you get old as I am, your toys are what keeps you going. So we'll move into the other room and I'll show you a laser. I was getting ready to do something out of this white oak. I just had a big old tree cut down in my backyard. It's amazing I can't find anybody to give all this to. I've got like 16-inch round pieces. Nobody seems to want them. It's beautiful wood. Anybody that lives close to me here in Arkansas, Central Arkansas, give me a holler and I'll be glad to give you some wood. All right, let's go to the other room and see what we got going. Well, you may ask yourself, what does a laser have to do with woodworking? And my answer would be, not much. But being the person I am, I like building new skills. And I saw somebody had one and they were doing some engraving on one of the YouTube channels. And I said, well, shoot, I like that. So I bought one of the ones like he had. Wasn't happy with it. It had very limited capabilities. So I saw this one. This is a Chinese aftermarket one. People call it an eBay Chinese laser, but people other than eBay sell it, so I don't really know where that comes from. They got them on Amazon too. So I bought it, and what you've got to expect when you buy something that's made in China, you got to expect a couple things. You got to expect parts to be missing, poor quality, something's bent, something don't work. Well, I had them all. So we'll start with it. It came in all packaged up real nice and neat, so I undid it and got looking at it, and first thing I saw when I opened the cover was there was some screws missing. And this thing has, it works on mirrors is what it does. You've got a laser tube in the back, and I'll show it to you. Trying to get there. Right there's a laser tube. Okay, what that does is that fires a beam or a laser. And right here, it comes out and here's a mirror. And it's set at approximately 45 degrees. And it bounces the beam to this next one right here. This one. And then this is the head. Get this out of the way. This is the head right here, and then there's a mirror inside it, and it bounces it, and then it shoots it down, which is, it works quite well. It didn't work at first, but what I found out was that the mirrors were so cockeyed and not set that, my beam was going out to space. So after I finally figured that out, I got it working, and it actually works quite well now. Okay, the other thing that happened was it comes this, when you burn wood you get a smoke. So it came with a fan, an exhaust fan, and this long tube that you're supposed to vent it outside. Well, over here, this is the one it came with. And pardon my French, but this is an absolute piece of shit. And it didn't work at all. It was DOA. And it sits right here. And it doesn't even fit. I mean, it's not even close to fitting right. And like I said, the motor was DOA, so I contacted them and they allowed me $25 off what I paid for it. And I paid $363 for this, and I got $25 off. But of course, that's not the end of your expenses when you buy it, because you've got to have other things. Now, not counting the fan, I put this has inside, it has a computer fan inside it. It's 115 volts. I bought it off of Amazon. It works real well. And this was an extra piece off my dust collector, and I fixed it up, and it just really works super well. Okay, the other thing you've got to have is you've got to have a water supply. Here it is right here, because the laser tube is water cooled, and inside there is like an aquarium pump that circulates the water. So the water circulates in the laser tube. It comes in one side and goes out the other side. And that has to constantly be running. Okay, what I did is I fixed everything to go through a strip. Nothing comes on until this is on, including the laptop. So when I turn this on, my pump comes on. There's no problem with that. Okay, the other two things you're going to have is on the laser head. Let me pull this out here where you can see it. This is not the original one. Okay, you're going to have air assist, because what happens if you go burning wood, it catches fire. So you've got to blow air on it to extinguish the fire, and that's what this tubing you see is for. And I believe that was like 18 bucks at Amazon. No big deal there. But you got to also have a little compressor, and you can see it sitting right there. And that, I believe that was about $35. So you're going to end up, if you pay the full price, you're going to end up with a little over $400 in this before you really can hit a lick. And of course you have to have a laptop. Now, let's talk about my table. I'm backing out here where you can see it. Okay, I just finished building this yesterday. You're not going to believe it, but that was a treadmill. When I did my treadmill on my lathe, a friend of mine took note, and he bought him a treadmill and came over, and I helped him strip the motor and controls out of it. And he left the rest of it here with me. So when I got this, I really didn't want to use up my table space for no more than I would use this. So I made a table out of it. Now, this right here, this is the bed. This is what you walk on. You come around here, you can see the end piece. It has the wheels on the bottom. That's the part that, you know, if you want to change the elevation of your treadmill, that's what raises up and down. And you see those gray right there. That's the uprights, and here's your walking handles. So I used like 90% of that thing, and I think he paid 50 bucks for it, a good investment. Of course, I had to put a few 2x4s and stuff like that to make my shelf. But I'm extremely happy with it. I can roll it around, put an extension cord on it, and basically I can take it outside under the lean-to if I wanted to do it. So I'm very happy about that. Okay, let's get on to a little something here. Okay. You remember when I built my pecker tool and I had that piece of walnut on? Well, this is it right here. Okay, the biggest, it's hard to hold on to things with one hand. The biggest complaint I've had, mostly from my family about my bowls and stuff, is that the way I sign them said it doesn't look professional. So what I did is I made an insert. See here? Now, that says Walnut, not Walmart. Everybody thinks it says Walmart. But that's the recess right there on the bottom of this plate. So I just, put an insert in it, and there's my initials, and it's the kind of wood. I'm gonna go back in on the future ones, and if it's walnut, I'm gonna change it to black walnut. It'll be black walnut. That Walmart, that might not sound too good. But I put inserts on everything. I don't like tenons. This entire dish here was made with my pecker tool, with the exception of the insert. Now here's a screw up right here. I wanted to show you this. I found out that you can't burn stuff into walnut very easy. I had it too intense. I'm learning, but that's two of my grandsons at my little grandson's graduation. So I experimented with that, and I've got a learning curve. But here's some of the etchings or carvings that I did. You can see different ones and different screw ups until I figured it all out. Okay, there you go. That's basically it. Well, I did miss one thing. I just happened to see this. This is the original tray that came in it, and what that does, this has a spring-loaded deal here, and this is what holds your work in, but it limits you to what size you can do. And everybody that has one of these, according to all the many YouTube views I've done, they take that out and they put expanded metal in there. I tried the expanded metal, but I didn't have any that was straight. So I put a BBQ Grill in it. There you go. And it works real well. Now, The biggest problem I have with this laser is that you're extremely limited as to what you can do. For instance, you couldn't do the bottom of a bowl because you know it wouldn't fit in there. You'd have to put something like that and insert it. Now, my next project, which I'm going to do probably the first time I have a bowl I want to engrave the bottom, is I'm going to get this out. I'm going to cut the bottom of that thing out. I'm going to cut a square out of it, and I'm going to also cut the table below it. And it's going to be, just a hole there. Now my plan is to make the tabletop that I cut out to where I can move it up and down. I'm going to use 4 runs of all thread with wing nuts on them, so I can just raise it up and down to whatever level I want. So I could put maybe like a 12-inch deep vase or something on it and carve the bottom. Alright, enough talking. I'll do you a little demo and then we'll close this thing out. Alright, I noticed it's pretty a little light in there, so I've taken and turned the voltage up a little bit right here. I've got it set on about, I'll say 12 or so. This is your little meter laser switch that turns the laser off. This is the test button. So let's continue. I paused it right here because the telephone started ringing. So let's see if we can pick it up where it was. Well, maybe. There we go. Pick it right up. I guess that's a good feature. I hadn't timed this, but I imagine we're talking probably 5 to 8 minutes or something to get this done. If you look closer, you can see the smoke sucking out. You can really see that the door's closed. Now the hose you see, that's pushing air. You can hear the air coming out. I haven't done it yet, but they tell me if you try to cut wood that you can cut up to like a 1/4 inch, if you don't have the assist air, it will catch on fire. And I don't believe we want that. My intention eventually is to make those inserts and cut them totally out on here. The one you saw, I used a bandsaw to cut it out after it was engraved. Then I'm going to cut this off until it's about done, and I'll pick back up with it. Here's the laser doing its thing. You look real close. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but you can see the water flowing right down there at the bottom. That's supposed to keep it cool. It's not even warm. Check the water. Now the water all seems cool. I don't like having my hands in here with a lot of electricity flying around. That's what it looks like. It's coming along. It's about almost half done. That's getting near the bottom. It'll take a little longer than what I anticipated. Yeah, I think maybe I should have started a little lower. I hope I get done. I'm almost there. The hardest thing I've found to do is to find what they call the origin, where it starts. There's no scale or anything inside on this bed. I think I'm going to try to build something. I'm not sure what it will be yet. So I can have, X and Y reference points. And like I was telling you earlier, I'm going to fix my Z so the table raises up and down. Maybe I ought to keep a fire extinguisher close to this thing. Getting fast. I think we're going to run out of space, folks. don't set my cardboard on fire. I really shouldn't have that there, but what I do is I start it on a piece of cardboard so I can see exactly where it's going to start, and then I put my wood down on it. And I cancel the first one and start it again is what I do. Uh-oh, here we go. What's going to happen then? It's going to run off. And it's really smoking in there. It's off. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see if we're going to start a fire here. I better get ready to start doing some blowing. Can't really tell. Can't really look at it with my eyes. It's pretty bright. Yeah, I should scoot the board down a little bit more. Like I said, I'm learning. I'm going to take this out. Not too bad. I've got to figure out those cross lines. I think it's something to do with the steps. See the horizontal lines in the wood? I need to figure out how to eliminate those. Okay, there we are. It's all done. Turn it off. Well, there you have it, my friends. So if you're mine, if you're mine too, I'd appreciate it subscribing and doing some likes. Don't do no dislikes. I don't like those. Talk to you later. See you on the next video. Have no idea what it'll be at this point. Goodbye.